Alright, I'm just gonna put every character I played into S tier, and all the other characters go in D and good bait. Looks good to me. Heyo everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paragon, and today we're gonna be doing a tier list of all the heroes inside of Paragon. Before we begin, I would like to put out a disclaimer. Categories I put each hero in is of my own opinion and by no means reflect who or how you should play the hero or game. If you find a specific hero fun, then play that hero. The game is meant to be enjoyed. Now, what I'm going to be doing is categorizing each hero into different categories. We've all seen the videos of the categories putting characters or weapons or teams into S to low grade tiers. Well, I decided I needed to do one for Paragon. However, just like my disclaimer said, these are my own opinions, and if you disagree with them, awesome. Let's have a conversation down in the comments below. But I will be reviewing each hero between the times of them being at the beginning of Paragon through the ends of Paragons with their changes, everything like that. So some heroes might be broken, some heroes might be broken, actually broken to where they weren't in the game. Yes, I'm talking about you, Wukong. However, we're still gonna talk about them anyway. So let's get into the video. Alright, so starting us off, we're gonna go into we'll go from top to bottom, left to right, right? Let's talk about Chimera. Chimera is a really good jungler. However, Chimera is not really good in any other role besides jungle. It's meant for jungling. I do think Chimera is a really good jungler, a really good ganker, some high damage output, and he's often chosen a lot of times. I'm going to look at this very objectively and think with Chimera's jump ability and stun ability could very well help him go up in the ranks. And as a jungler, I think I'm gonna put him. I think I'll put him at A tier for now. That might change, but I'll put him at A tier. Next, we have Feng Mao. I'm sorry, Kwang. Feng Mao's down here. Kwang. Kwang. I primarily use Kwang as a solo laner. I'm sure other people have used him as a solo lane as well. Kwang is really good in the right hands. However, picking him up and learning him was kind of difficult. His kit, I don't think was very good. I think realistically, the only good thing going for him, I think, would have been his tether, and that helped other players get the kill. I think I'm gonna put him at C tier. C tier for now. We'll go with that. All right, next one is Lieutenant Bellico. I love her style. I love her. I love the way that her weapon is backwards on her hip. That way, when she does pull it out, it's kind of like a different style of having her weapon. However, I mean, her ultimate ability does more damage the more mana you were missing. I don't think she was that good. I didn't see a lot of people playing her. Her drone was a little annoying, but all you had to do was getting out of her range of her drone. Other than that, I don't see a lot going for her tier-wise. I feel like she could have been a good support. It was very annoying to run out of mana. I'm going to put her in C tier as well. I don't think she's too terrible, but I don't think she's also amazing. Alright, Morigesh. Morigesh is next. Morigesh was the bane of my existence. I am a Shinby main, and I played mid lane a lot. So going up against Morigesh, she she wrecked me quite often. Morigesh has a very good kit. Her dots were phenomenal when it came to doing damage against an enemy, and then being able to ult anywhere on the map against an enemy obviously made her a valuable asset to the team. I can attest that if the Morigesh was on the enemy team, I definitely would have had a hard time against that team. I'm gonna put Morigesh because I know how annoying she can be. I'm gonna put her in an A tier as well, up there with Chimera. Maybe not S tier as of yet, but definitely A tier. Next hero is Murdoch. Murdoch is obviously one of the base heroes that people would use to be a carry. Very good for damage output, very good for chasing enemies down, especially with this passive ability that allowed him to chase low health enemies. However, it seemed to me that a lot of people who played Murdoch love to go for the chase. They see those lights and sirens start going off and they just instantly think, I have to chase that low health enemy, which could be a very bad thing. For that reason, I'm gonna put Murdoch into B rank. He had great damage output, his kit was awesome, but because of the lights and sirens aspect of chasing an enemy down, and then because of the player, I think the player could cause this to be less valuable. I think he hurt the team a lot. Yeah, that one I think I'm gonna put in B. Alright, so the next one is Muriel. We're obviously just gonna put Muriel in S tier. Obviously. Hands down one of the best healers we have in the game. No, I think I put Muriel in a good spot with S tier. Her kit is a very good kit when it comes to support, and that's what she is, a support. She's not just a healer, she's a support character. Her shields are game changing, especially when it comes to team fights. Her ultimate, being able to fly across the map and then save somebody. I don't know how many times a Muriel has saved my life when I'm trying to get away from a gank or even an enemy hero who just has the upper hand against me. It was just phenomenal having those shields in the fight. So I think I'm going to put Muriel as an S tier character just because of her heals. Alright, the next character is Narbash, also another support character. I think Narbash is a very good character, especially his thunk ability. Jacob, the guy I played Paragon with the most part of me playing Paragon, mained Narbash, and he was a really good Narbash, so I'm kind of biased with this character because he was a good Narbash. He was able to hit his marks pretty well with thunk, and he was really good with his mana regen. So obviously with Narbash and his mana, that was a big deal to have him in a fight with a lot of mana, because that was extra health, extra speed in fights or escaping, anything like that. And then his ultimate ability, which is his knock-up ability, was a great way to stun everyone in a radius to either let us get away or go in for an attack. I think in right hands, Narbash is phenomenal. He is a big target though. I'm gonna lower his tier by one what I wanted to give him, but because he's such a big target, I think I'm gonna put him into B tier. I wanted to put him in A tier because he's got a really good kit, but I think because he's such a big target and has such a hitbox, I'm gonna lower him down to B tier. Phase. My duo. Again, I played Shinby. That was my main character. And Jacob and I had a phenomenal duo in duo lane when it came to me playing Shinby and him playing as Phase. I believe when Phase came out, the way the map was set up and V42 was you had a solo laner versus duo laner. So it was 1v2, and then before that it was 2v2. But I think when FaZe came out, the main way to play was a 1v2, which I think put a hinder on the solo laner, because he would, for FaZe, he would put a lot of what, I can't remember it, but the fact of the matter is I was a burst caster and he would tether to me, and then when he ulted, obviously I got a health regen. That's what he got. So once he put a lot of health regen into his character, and then when he ulted, health regen would just come back, and then because I was a burst caster, I would put it into lifesteal, and then I would able to burst down enemy heroes all around me, and then my health would just stay capped. There was no taking me down. Everyone, like a whole team, could come and grab me, but because of my circle rhythm for the wolves on Shinby, did damage for every wolf, and then plus the lifesteal plus the health regen ultimate from FaZe, there was no way anybody could take me down. And I think that is what a support realistically needs, to be able to do something for the hero that they're tethered for. And I think because of that, I am going to put her into S tier. She had a really good kit. In the wrong hands, though, it was annoying because FaZe could pull enemies or pull allies out of a fight that they didn't want to be pulled out of. However, that was very seldom, and I think FaZe is really good for that. I think her kit's amazing. I spent a lot of time on FaZe. I like FaZe as a support character. Next character is Rampage. You don't see a lot of Rampages, and Rampage is a decent jungler. I didn't think his kit was all that great. I think Rampage has a good stun ability. It's just his wind up for that stun, picking up a rock and then throwing it, was annoying playing him. And then even then, going up against an enemy Rampage, it was quite easy to dodge that rock. His damage output was decent, especially since he's a jungler. But other than that, I don't think Rampage has a lot going for him. I think I'm going to put Rampage... I think I'm going to put him at D tier. Sorry, guys. I don't see a lot of Rampage mains out there anyway. Alright. Now the next person is Revenant. Revenant has a lot of damage output. He's very annoying in a fight, though. Revenant can take you into his like a shadow plane, pretty much, and then it's you and him in that shadow plane. You're kind of screwed once that happens. It was very annoying to have him to play as him, because he had a 6-shot revolver and then a reload time. Every other hero didn't have a reload time. It's just if you're playing that hero, you got to shoot constantly, instantly, without having to reload. But Revenant had a skill ceiling to where you had to realize that, hey, you had 6 shots in that chamber and now you have to reload. But the damage output was ridiculous, and then his ultimate ability, I believe, is his ultimate was the Shadow Planes, but one of his abilities was shoot all 6 shots that auto track the target, which puts him at a higher tier in my opinion. I hated going up against a good Revenant player, but a bad Revenant player was very easy to kill. I think I'm gonna put him at B tier. All right, Richter. Richter is a good support character, especially with all his stuns and his pulls. And because of those stuns and pulls, that could be a huge game changer in team fights. So with that being said, with his chain pull, his ultimate ability being able to stun multiple targets in front of him, but I think that's realistically all that's going for him. Support wise, he's good in that aspect, but he's not good at he's not good at like the support part. You're not helping your teammates specifically with health or mana, anything like that. You're helping them with securing that kill if that carry can do that. If that makes any sense. So as a support character, I'm gonna drop his rank down. I think I'm gonna put Richter as a C, and I think I'm gonna get a little backlash from that, but I think he's a C character, C tier character. Alright, next person is Sereth. Sereth was a unique character because he had two sides of the coin with her. You had her normal side, which quote unquote is her angel side, which was awesome, but then her ultimate changed up her abilities a lot. That added a fiery aspect to it, and range for her jump attack, and damage, and everything like that, and overall changed the look of her as well, which I thought was awesome. Her kit, however, I don't think was all that great. Not to mention I didn't see a lot of Sereth players, mainly because I think her kit wasn't all that great. I think I'm going to put Sereth, and I played Sereth. Sereth is one of my favorite characters. I played her, however, I didn't get a lot of use out of her. Not unless I had a good support character. I definitely didn't play her in solo lane. I think I'm going to put Sereth. I think I'm going to put Sereth as good bait. I think once she exhausts her jump, that's all that she was going for her. Yeah, and I loved playing Sereth. I like playing her, especially if she builds right and you have good teammates. But as a as Sereth as a character, I don't think she had a lot going for her. Siri just heard me. Sevarog. All right, moving on. No, but really, Sevarog is a really good character, a really good hero to be as a jungler or even as a solo laner. I am gonna put him in S tier. He hits like a truck, and if you build him right, he could very well be the game changer in a game. And I think we all know that. I think his hammer can definitely knock somebody across the map and then into enemy territory. He hits like a truck. And I always hate seeing him as an enemy jungler, because I'm like, I need to stay away from him. All right, Shinby. Shinby is near and dear to my heart. She is my main character. She is who I mastered the first. She's the first hero that I mastered. Obviously, I want to put her at S tier. However, I'm gonna look at this objectively, and I'm not gonna put her at S tier. Her kit is phenomenal in relation to her as a mid laner. She's got some range to her with her line tempo. Her circle tempo or circle rhythm was great for damaging multiple enemies in a crowd, and then healing her because it also healed her as well. Along with that, she had her dash ability that allowed her to escape or engage, and then she had her ultimate ability, all kill, which sent however many stacks of wolves that you had on the enemy, sent that many wolves anywhere on the map to an enemy you've marked and do damage to them. So it was great to be able to do a bunch of stacks to an enemy. I think the cap was 7 or 9. I think it was 7. 7 stacks to an enemy, dash away, get away, they're low health, and then ult on them. And I had a relatively low ultimate. However, she is a burst caster and was very susceptible to damage unless you were playing with a support character. And I think because of that, I obviously really want to put her in S tier because she is my favorite character. But I think because of the burst cast, very susceptible to damage, I think I'm going to put her at B tier. Sorry, Shinby. Hey guys, editing version here. So the video, when I got it into DaVinci Resolve, ended up being almost an hour long. I didn't realize I had talked that long when talking about the tier levels. So I'm going to break this video up into 3 different parts, 20 minutes each. So be sure to check out part 2 and part 3 of the video if you enjoyed this. I did cover every single hero, so check them out in part 2 and part 3.
What you think about when you're born into a fire?